The Dominion has always had a strong leader. Stepping into my father's role was challenging, and I often relied on others to support me. As General Davis did, when the Defenders of Man began spreading disinformation about my response to the Zerg attacks. I take these allegations seriously. My administration has completed a thorough investigation of the Defenders of Man. The truth is, they used psi emitters to incite the Pharaoh Zerg to attack, and they have executed unprovoked strikes on the Protoss as well. Our evidence is undeniable. The orders we recovered were issued by none other than General Carolina Davis. She is hereby under arrest and charged with treason against the Terran Dominion. I look forward to announcing the trial date shortly.
Get everyone out.
Defenders of Man. So this is your little base of operations. The Tal'Darim will wipe you from the face of this world.
You could have prevented this, if only you'd listened.
You have fulfilled your purpose, Terran. These pests will die in agony, just as we agreed.
No, that wasn't the deal.
Leave, or you will perish with them.
Our enemies outnumber us on both sides. We need more forces to hold this city against the Tal'Darim.
Several Defenders of Man squadrons have contacted us, Emperor. It seems the lower ranks weren't aware of Davis's real agenda. Your speech opened their eyes, and they will fight the Tal'Darim with us.
That's a start. We can rely on their outposts to hold the front line for a time, while we focus on getting our reinforcements ready.
I'll join them. I can keep the Tal'Darim scattered on the edges of the city, away from our bases.
We should also deploy Liberators and siege tanks to strengthen our positions, and perhaps an SCV or two for repairs.
You always think of everything, Rigel. We're going to need all of it to get through this.
Alrighty, so the Dark Skies hold out against the Tal'Darim. It isn't all too surprising that Alarak had a little bit of, you know, a little bit of a trick up his sleeve. That seems to be his thing. Obviously destroying a whole bunch of humans though, probably not the best way to go. But anyways, this is going to be the 8th mission, and of course, we're going to be playing on the brutal difficulty. And actually, after this one, there's only a single mission remaining, and I will be uploading that tomorrow. So if you haven't already...
We'll be able to construct battle cruisers on our next mission, Nova.
Ooh.
I've developed upgrades for them, if you're interested.
I was gonna say, if you haven't already, definitely do make you subscribe. Do make sure you subscribe by hitting that button down below. But anyway, let's have a quick look. So, we've got battle cruisers now, and we also have new technology, and I think that is the one that we picked up in a previous mission. So, these first 3 we already had on the battle cruiser. We already had the internalized tech module, as well as the advanced cloaking field, and I think cloaking on a battle cruiser would be pretty good. And we also did already have the regenerative biosteel, but this last one, that is the one we picked up in the previous mission, if I'm not mistaken, and it's called Special Ordnance. Replaces the battle cruiser's standard weaponry with ATX laser batteries, which can target and attack multiple enemy units at once. Whoa, alright, so what units can use that? Reapers, Hellbats, Banshees, Battlecruisers, and Ravens. Ooh, going through the rest of these units, I actually just found that I've got a new one as well called the Optimized Logistics. Significantly reduces the time required to train Hellbats, and I can use that on Marines, Liberators, Hellbats, and Goliaths. So you know what? Even though Super Stimpack is really... it's hard to say actually. Maybe I even should consider putting this on the Liberator. Just because I could really, like, Marines build rather quickly anyway as it is, and the super stimpak is so good. Currently on the Liberators, I am using the smart servos, but that one is not nearly as powerful as this one. We'll equip that. Oh, and actually, the special ordnance, the one that I just picked up, apparently actually changes depending on what unit you put it on. But I think I'm gonna keep it right here on the battlecruiser for the time being. We'll probably focus on, I would imagine, like, siege tank, liberator, battlecruiser. That would probably be pretty good, right? And go for a relatively mech-heavy kind of composition, not really focus on bio all too much. Actually, come to think of it, the special ordnance on the Banshee equips them with a shockwave missile battery that upgrades their attacks to damage multiple enemies in a straight line. I'm gonna move that over and then put the regenerative biosteel on the battlecruiser instead. I think we have a pretty good setup right now. As far as Nova's equipment goes, I'm just gonna be running with the one that I already had. Some of you pointed out that apparently in the previous mission, I missed one of the weapons that I could have picked up. Apparently it wasn't on like the bonus objectives or whatever, and it's sort of like a hidden weapon. I may very well go back and pick that up at a later time, but for now, I'm okay with the plasma rifle. That one was insanely good.
Dominion officials have declared that Vardona is in a state of emergency after Protoss forces began attacking the planet. Emperor Valerian and several high-ranking officials are caught in the crossfire. The Emperor was revealing evidence against the Defenders of Man and their alleged leader, General Davis, when the Protoss struck.
And I guess that's pretty much it for right now. I think it is time to hold out against the Tal'Darim and launch this mission. And of course, we're gonna be playing on the brutal difficulty. And I've actually heard that apparently this one is very, very tricky. So let's figure it out together. Alrighty, so here we are. We actually just jumped straight into it. Alright.
Enemy forces are moving down the central streets in these locations. Additionally, I've summoned the Dominion fleet to help us, but it'll be some time before they arrive. Once they're here, our battle cruisers will have no problem blasting through the Tal'Darim. Until then, you've been cleared to build your own.
Alright.
We already have the plans. First, we must construct a fusion core. Then the ships themselves will require a vast number of resources.
Never thought beating Alarak would come cheap.
So, they're really pushing the battlecruiser here. I'm assuming that I definitely want to go ahead and do so. Considering I'm going to be focusing on an air-based army, this subway entrance may not be all too interesting. For now though, I think we'll focus on more and more liberators. Honestly, in the multiplayer version of StarCraft 2, the battlecruiser is mostly considered to be sort of like a gimmick. You don't really make the battlecruiser as like a legitimate, you know, fighting unit, just because it's not that great at doing exactly that. I mean, it's pretty powerful. It's not bad by any stretch, but it's definitely not that amazing that you like want to try and get as many of them out. If you, however, do manage to get a whole lot of them out, it can be very good as well. So I think actually focusing mainly on, you know, liberators, then banshees maybe as well as battlecruisers could become very helpful. It's just that is going to be extremely expensive. Although, can I 3-base? Ooh, I can 3-base. All right, let's go. So the Tal'Darim Death Fleet has got roughly 2,500 units remaining right now, and I think that is my goal. I think I just simply need to try and destroy them. Now, Alarak is not going to be all too happy with that. But considering this is going to be a macro-focused mission, where we get to make a lot of stuff. I'll actually slow down a little on the expanding, Lowko. This is not multiplayer. We don't have to go, you know, extremely greedy. What I will do is get my armory going. And I think I'm just going to focus on full-on air, to be honest with you.
Tal'Darim immortals are advancing on our position. They'll carve through our forces unless we stop them.
So wait, where are they going to...
Me.
Should I move to the top? I'm assuming I should, right? I should probably go ahead and move to the top part of the map here to try and, you know, set up my defenses. Siege tanks do have the mines on them as well. So I'm definitely going to go ahead and deploy those everywhere. And actually, my liberators are already there. And I'm just trying to optimize the economy that I'm getting here for the most part. Not really all too worried about this. Usually these defending kind of missions, though, are rather difficult to make work. Although, it looks like we're pretty fine so far. These immortals are going to do some work, but nothing too terrifying. We'll stun them, do a little bit of damage. Alrighty. That's actually not too bad. That could have been way worse. Should probably go ahead and spread them out just a tad, just to, you know, have something a little bit more use. But at this point, we're already starting to saturate the second base here. Got a couple workers too many. How many mineral patches? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that is 8. Maybe I can't count. Counting is hard, guys. What can I say? We'll be okay though. We'll be okay. We don't really have to get into super specifics here. I could make a couple of tech labs. It's just that considering we are allowed to make this much, you know, anti-air, it's a lot of fun to do that, right? And just simply try and get a massive amount of it out on the map. Okay, so there's gonna be attacks in different kinds of angles. Normally, Liberators are a really good counter to this Stalker-based army. There we go. And so far, that does seem to be the case as well. We're gonna have to hold on to several objectives. Okay.
I've ordered the defenders of man to build up their fortifications in the side streets. The Tal'Darim will probably strike these areas soon. Your support would be welcome, Nova.
So wait, where's that? Oh, they're gonna be fighting from all kinds of angles? Okay, so we're gonna have to set up our defenses everywhere. It's kind of terrifying. I'll bring the siege tanks in as well.
My scans show Tal'Darim void rays gathering for an attack from the left.
I'll cut them off.
I hope I'm not playing too greedy here though, because I already am going for that extra base here. We'll put that at hotkey F3. And I guess we'll try and get the upgrades going here next. So wait, where exactly? Okay, they're gonna be pushing here from the top part first. Alright, so here's the Tal'Darim forces. There we go. Okay. Keep on making that production. And I do want to make sure that I get the fusion core up here in a little bit. Just that it's really expensive as far as the amount of gas goes. But there we go. We should be able to move towards the void race now. We're gonna lose a couple of units. Maybe going mass liberator is not the way to go though. We can move quite quickly, I suppose, by using the pathways.
The Tal'Darim's attacks are intensifying. Our outer defenses won't last unless we permanently station reinforcements there.
Okay, that's what I thought
Perimeter
about.
fall. The Protoss attack forces can converge, and we'll have a hell of a fight on our hands.
They'll also destroy the Dominion Research Center in this vicinity. I heard they were on the verge of a breakthrough.
Let me go for my
I'll do
second
my
starport.
best to keep it safe.
There's actually units everywhere. They're gonna move in from every single direction they can. Liberators are gonna be really good if we manage to get them in correct positions. If they're in a little bit of a vulnerable stage, it's not that amazing.
Careful, Nova. More enemy void rays are flying in from the right side.
Nova, why are you helping these vermin?
There are innocent people here. You already know that. You just don't care.
Okay, hope I'm gonna be able to use my nuke here, because I currently have got a nice little setup. It's gonna be really helpful at defending. It's just that these void rays are gonna be kind of terrifying. I got Nova though. And Nova will obviously be able to do quite a little bit of work. And I got a tech lab on my newly acquired
Nova,
starport.
the first squadrons in the Dominion fleet have arrived, and will begin supporting our defenses. Our Gorgon-class battle cruisers are particularly...
I don't know if I'm actually killing Nova herself right now. I may very well be.
Call,
No,
I'll
it's fine.
command them to clear an area.
Add-on complete.
Okay, so we can start making battle cruisers right now. Look how much gas that immediately cost me though. We got a lot of income.
Your forces are under attack.
I'm also gonna move a couple of workers over to the different locations, just because
Your forces are
I'm gonna need some repairs. There's fights everywhere. A lot of my units are pretty good, but
under attack.
they're gonna need, you know, at the very least a little bit of support. Okay. Oh, actually, I don't have mules. That's the hotkey for mules in
A group of
multiplayer.
immortals is approaching the central entrance to
We're
our
okay.
base.
We're okay against
Call down a
immortals.
Gorgon if you can, Nova.
Your forces are under attack.
Alrighty. Where's the central one? Right over here. I'd like to get another starport out. Battlecruisers take such a long time to produce, and while they are really expensive, you do kind of need a little bit more to try and make them work. Battlecruisers are coming in from this direction, but it looks like we've got enough.
Your forces are under attack.
Alright. Alright. Look how many there are. Did it actually hit air? I wouldn't be surprised. I know that there was an upgrade once upon a time in the single player. I believe that was during Legacy of the Void, where you could indeed make that a thing.
Your forces are under attack.
I really need more gas here. I really need more gas. I already am maxed out on the amount of gas that I'm getting though, so maybe I should consider putting down some barracks as well. Just a couple. That's in a lot.
Your forces are under attack.
Okay. I could go with some bunkers, I suppose. That's gonna be pretty helpful. So far though, we're actually defending quite nicely. We haven't really lost a whole lot just yet. And we also have got a significant amount of army out on the map right now. It's just that once the perimeter starts falling, that's where things get a little bit more terrifying. I do want to make sure that I keep on these upgrades actually, because I've not really got a whole lot. Actually, I don't even need to do that, right? Do I? I can just drop down supply. There we go. We're already getting close to maxing out actually. Okay. These are really powerful. They're actually inching closer over here. Gonna move a couple of them over towards that newly acquired position, I suppose.
Take caution. Wrathwalkers are coming in from the left side.
Okay. If I'm not mistaken, those are the Colossus. Let me make sure I hotkey this one as well. I really like to get more battlecruisers, but I'm kind of low on on income right now. You know what? I'll just start producing Marines right now. Don't really need a reactor on them, because we're cutting close to max out anyway. Should be alright though. I got a couple of battlecruisers here. And they're going to be really good at taking those things out with the Yamato cannon. Oh man, there's a lot of them actually. Except that these dudes hit air, don't they? Ooh. Wait, I can cool down the Gorgon? Whatever that means. Ooh, there he is! That is insane. Alright. Liberators still turn out to be pretty helpful though. I did not know what that button did. Look at that thing! That thing is huge! Alright, that helps I suppose. That makes defending a little easier. Even though we are losing a couple of our units, we've got a lot of things.
Wrathwalkers are moving to intercept our forces.
Okay. Gonna move over there. Take a couple of my liberators with me. Well, I'll leave 2 over here, or 2 additional ones over there. Trying to move over towards the next stage of attack, which is gonna be right over here. That Gorgon is doing a lot of damage though. Look at that. That's insane. It's a long cooldown as well though. Bit of an issue in that regard. Oh no. Guys, you should not be engaging like that. That's a bad idea for your health.
The remainder of the Dominion fleet has reached our position, Emperor.
At last. Ensure they fill in the weak points in our defenses.
There we go.
You should also transfer General Davis to one of the brigs. She must be kept under maximum guard, no matter
So
what
wait.
happens.
The science facility is right over here, right? Yeah. We need to make sure we defend that if we want to win.
Your forces are under attack.
Let me move him over. So that's really the most important part that we need to try and defend here. Maybe a little tricky though, because there's a lot of units. Okay. So I can send out a Gorgon over here as well, right? There we go. That killed a lot of stuff. I don't know if I've got enough. I mean, I've got a massive army, don't get me wrong. The Gorgon is going to be able to deal with all of this stuff just fine. We're going to have to bunker up the middle part a little bit more. Using the all army hotkey right now. Some of you busted me in the previous mission saying I was using that a lot. I would not recommend using the all army hotkey in the multiplayer version of StarCraft 2, but when it comes to playing co-op or campaign and all that, definitely not that big of a deal. You're gonna be alright. You're gonna be alright.
You have defied High Lord Alarak again! Such stupidity, even for a Terran.
Janara. I guess Alarak won't fight his own battles.
I want to go ahead and like set up some planetary fortresses. I think that would be really helpful. We've got a lot of units still set up, by the way. Gonna start bunkering up here in the middle lane of the map. I'm pretty sure I can get planetaries, right? Pretty sure I can. And by the way, not maxing out on my economy here on purpose. Okay, stemming forward. Just an observer. Just an observer. And we'll use the Gorgon right here in the middle lane as well. It's gonna start meeting whatever is coming up next. I think that's Janara. So many units though everywhere. It's kind of insane. Going for the nuke. Don't nuke your own Gorgon though, Loko. That's a bad idea. Although that was pretty good. Although Nova nuked herself.
She's finally gone.
Did not mean to do that.
I don't think so. But there are still more Tal'Darim attacking. Our fight has not ended.
Okay. I'm kind of worried here though, because there's actually a lot of units coming from this lane. Okay. No! I can't make planetaries! Now I've got so many Oh no! Well, okay. I guess we got a lot of... I guess we got a lot of stuff, huh? We got at least a bit of a barrier build up, but that's a lot of wasted supply there. There's 500 Protoss units remaining here. This Terran force is starting to dwindle, but... at the same time, we also have some issues over here. Luckily, we still got a Gorgon over there, though. Look how much damage that does. That's insane. My battlecruisers are trying to deal with all of the shenanigans here. I think they're doing alright. Okay. Hey, don't attack my stuff! We're actually starting to it was actually starting to break right now. We had a really good early stage, but I think I could have done better as far as defending goes.
I'll deal with it.
Okay. Middle lane, somehow some way, still looking alright.
One of our outer bases has been overrun. We need to get more defenses in place quickly.
I'm trying, sir. I'm trying.
Your forces are under attack.
Alright.
Base is under attack. Your forces are
I'm trying very hard here. This mission is not easy. There's a lot of stuff that we could have made. Maybe I should have gone more static defense. Actually, it's coming in from this direction. I think the max out air though is good. Not using the subways, also probably the correct idea. May have just gone a little bit too heavy though on the Liberator stuff. Oh man. There is a lot of Protoss over here, and we have just lost most of our army. Nova is not looking healthy anymore either. We don't have tactical... Oh, we do! I don't know though, I don't have that much. I should probably have just simply had more
There's nothing
starports.
left of the research center now, Nova. At least the scientists evacuated in time.
This is bad. Trying to make as many units here as possible, and while we manage to clean this stuff up eventually, the bonus objective is already gone. Now obviously we don't absolutely need the bonus objective, but
Another wave of void rays is en route from the opposite direction.
we don't absolutely need the bonus objective, but I'd definitely like to have it.
Your forces are under attack.
Trying to add on more banshees here as well.
Your forces are under attack.
This is not an easy one though. 200 units remaining. I'm gonna simply use... Oh god, oh god, Nova, get out, get out, get out, get out. Just simply use the cooldowns that we have here. It's gonna kill a lot of the Protoss here in the middle lane, but they're actually having enough numbers now to kill it as well. 165 supply remaining. We've got a ton of resources, but no ways of really spending it. Apparently my base is also lifted up because of like a Nova stasis shell that is underneath the base. Are you kidding me? Why would that be underneath the base?
Your forces are under
Oh no.
base is under
I wish I could like make Vikings or something. That would be insane. But I think I'm gonna end up falling here just barely. 109 remaining on our first attempt. I think the next time. I think in the next one, we're gonna be able to do this a little bit better. It's just... It's hard to say, right? Initially we did really well. But I think next time, yeah, we're gonna do better. We're gonna do better. What I'm gonna do is focus only on air, not even bother with anything else, and go from there. Now, I'll be honest, I don't really care too much about getting the bonus objective. If we can, obviously, that's great. But if I really want to, we can always get that on one of the lower difficulties. I just simply really badly want to complete the mission here, first and foremost. So, while we don't have the battle cruisers available just yet, I think we should optimize the timings that we use those at. And I'm trying to decide, I've been thinking here for a little bit, I'm trying to decide if it's worth going for battle cruisers in the first place. They're really, really expensive, but that's not really the issue. The main thing that we run into is that they cost a lot of supply. And for every battlecruiser you make, you know, you're losing 6 supply, I believe is what it is in the campaign. Where you just simply, you can't really get anything else, right? And it kind of, I don't know. Mass Liberator seems to be really good. It seems to be really good. Now, maybe it's too aggressive, though. And maybe I should get a bit of a variation. Maybe by adding on, like, Banshees? But other than that, I don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. We'll try our very best. I don't really care too much about these early game defenses. For now, I guess I'll just go ahead and move all of my army over here to the middle, because we know that that is where they're gonna be. And I actually really like having these tanks here, because they're still gonna be very powerful.
Tal'Darim Immortals are advancing on our position. They'll carve through our forces unless we stop them.
Leave it to me.
But for now, I'm just focusing on getting economy. That's really what we need. Economy is really all we are worried for. Okay. Now, I'm gonna have a lot of leftover minerals. Couple of things we could do with that. We can just go for marines. Do I have any kind of static defense that I can be defending with as well? I could make a lot of missile turrets. Missile turrets are not bad. You know what? I think missile turrets may very well be a good option. Once we get like those excess amounts of minerals, now we can really focus on that Liberator Force a little easier as well. Just because the Liberator Force is going to be able to do a lot of damage to all of the anti-ground. It's just not that great against anti-air. The Liberators will always be liberating all of the issues that we ever run into in this game. I think we need about 3 or so Liberators at every exit. That would probably be the ideal spot. And I also go for the double armory here. So already I've started getting a lot more gas, knowing that, you know, in anticipation, I guess, of what's going to be happening in a little bit, knowing that I'm going to need a lot of it. Like, Liberators are just very expensive. I don't know if I'm being too greedy here, though. I could definitely be a little bit too greedy as far as my defenses go so far, because I really don't have a lot just yet. But we'll start double producing Liberators here very soon. Wish we had mules. Mules would be incredible. We could just stop at Marine, or like we could just stop at SCV production at some point. It would be incredible.
Add-on complete.
You go in there. You go in there. Actually, the enemies are already over here as well, doing some damage. So I'm gonna start my Liberator production right now. At the same time, I do want to make sure that I get my second starport as well. While still producing a lot of stuff as well, obviously.
I've ordered the defenders of man to build up their fortifications in the side streets. The Tal'Darim will probably strike these areas soon. Your support would be welcome, Nova.
So there's gonna be a lot of attack waves that we have to worry about. I'll move on 2 on each so far.
Show Tal'Darim void rays gathering for an attack from the left.
I'll cut them off. Thanks, Ryan.
Forces are under attack.
I'll move Nova over here. I wonder if I make bunkers, would like the minions automatically, or like not the minions, the rest of the defenders, I suppose, run in there as well? I'm not sure. Minions. I don't think they would appreciate hearing that. Okay. Did end up losing one of my liberators, but we managed to stay alive. We can try. I can put up some bunkers. See if like the minions go in it. They're minions now. Okay, we're gonna be able to produce 4 liberators at a time now, which is really good for obvious reasons. Maybe the regenerative biosteel would be really nice. It's hard to say. Okay.
The Tal'Darim's attacks are intensifying. Our outer defenses won't last unless we permanently station reinforcements there.
That's exactly what I'm starting to do right now.
Fall, the Protoss attack forces can converge, and we'll have a hell of a fight on our hands.
They'll also destroy the Dominion Research Center in this vicinity. I heard they were on the verge of a breakthrough.
I'll do my best to keep it safe.
Okay. There we go. And
Base is under attack.
also make sure to get another starport as well as the upgrades going. Actually a little later on that than I wanted to
Be careful, Nova. More enemy void rays are flying in from the right side.
be. Okay.
Nova, why are you helping these vermin?
There are innocent people here. You already know that. You just don't care.
Do you think they're gonna go in these bunkers? I don't know. Guess we'll figure it out soon enough. Now, I don't have a whole lot of defense here just yet.
Nova, the first squadrons in the Dominion fleet have arrived, and we'll begin supporting our defenses. Our Gorgon-class battle cruisers are particularly effective against heavy resistance. Give the call, and I'll command them to clear an area.
I can use it right now. Question is, like, you don't want to use... Like, the thing is, like, you don't want to use it too early, but not too late either. Which is what makes it so difficult to decide what you want to do. Okay. Gonna be able to triple produce these things here very soon, which is great. This is also when we can start considering going for the static defense, I think. We just needed an engineering bay. Actually, we got a nice mobile army right now. It looks like we're holding all of the objectives.
Are under attack.
Gonna move some of these over. Let me go ahead and save real quick.
Base is under attack.
A group of immortals is approaching the central entrance to our base. Call down a Gorgon if you can, Nova.
Nope, we're gonna cool down one for the other lane instead. Seems to be a lot better. We've got a lot of time here left over anyway. And this seems to be in a much more of a dire scenario than the others.
Upgrade complete.
Okay. That's +1/+1 finishing up. Igorian is gonna do a lot of work. which is very nice.
Your forces are under attack.
There we go. Trying to move some of my SCVs around as well, so we can really use those effectively. And use them for repairs. Like, repairs obviously extremely helpful as well. Let's sort of put a couple of idle ones here and there. Once again, go back to that production. As you can see, we run on gas, or we run low on gas rather quickly. I'm getting +2, well, almost +2/+2 here. There we go. So that Gorgon has cleaned up a lot of these shenanigans. And we got a nice hit squad of units now. Very good. Now this is where we need to start queuing up as much of this static defense as we can. Not shift queuing them back here on purpose. Okay. And actually, that's us maxed out. That's us maxed out right now. Can't use any more of this. There's like minerals scattered all over the map, by the way, and I'm fully aware of that, but there is no reason for me to pick those up. I got plenty of minerals. I got plenty of resources. I'm gonna go ahead and grab myself another one of those starports, another 2 of them, just because we can afford it right now, and I think it's gonna be very beneficial once we get to that point in the game. I'm gonna go ahead and add 1 or 2 to each defensive position. There we go.
Your forces are under attack. Your forces are under attack.
There we go. Just sort of splitting all of my units up.
Take caution. Wrathwalkers are coming in from the left side.
Okay.
Upgrade.
With that, we're gonna start moving out as well. Here we go. +3/+3. I can produce a whole lot of liberating. So, we really have a kind of a boring army here, right? Just mass liberator, but I think it's the correct option. Liberators are just so freaking good. There we go. Gonna lose a couple here. I think that's fine. And once again, I got a lot of resources, right? So let me go ahead and put up defenses around the perimeter here of the science lab. Okay, that's enough.
More Wrathwalkers are moving to intercept our forces.
We still are getting a lot of excess resources here. It's kind of interesting. So many minerals spent, and yet we still have more than enough. Okay, here we go.
Base is under attack. Your forces are under attack. Your forces are under attack.
The remainder of the Dominion fleet has reached our position, Emperor.
At last. Ensure they fill in the weak points in our defenses. You should also transfer General Davis to one of the brigs. She must be kept under maximum guard, no matter what happens.
Of course. I'll see to it.
Okay.
Your forces are
Let me go ahead and... Yeah, actually, we just reached a checkpoint. I was going to say I should probably go ahead and save again. We got a lot of repairs here. And we got a ton of missile turrets everywhere. 1,000 are remaining right now. Which is totally doable.
Base is under attack.
Okay.
Upgrade complete. Base is under attack. Your forces are under attack. forces are under attack.
Adding on a couple over there as well. And, I mean, at this point, we just have such a strong army. I don't see them breaking it. Now, I can obviously be mistaken here, right? I can most definitely be mistaken here. But we got such a powerful setup. It's going to be very difficult for, you know, any forces really to break through this. Some of my units end up dying, and I need to make sure that I replace those. Because if I don't, obviously that immediately means that we don't have a whole lot of army left over. And they may very well be able to flood in through one of the alleyways, but already.
You have defied
Okay.
High Lord Alarak again.
Using the Gorgon again.
Such stupidity, even for a Terran.
Janara. I guess Alarak won't fight his own battles.
So, we've got a lot of defenses still. Just setting up more and more missile turrets, while still balancing my minerals and gas, obviously. I need to make sure that I at the very least have a reasonable amount. Not having a whole lot of income in the main anymore. Should even consider like getting a couple more production structures right now.
Base is under attack.
There we go. I think these missile turrets are actually really good. I think the addition of these missile turrets actually turned out to be a really good one. 700 units remaining now. This is where the trickiest part of this fight will happen. Gorgon is murdering this lane, which is great. Gonna do a lot of damage. Gonna try and save up. We'll probably be able to get the middle and the right one saved up here as well. So if we need to, we can definitely use that.
Base is under attack.
So this is where they start pushing really aggressively, right?
Base is under forces are under attack.
Trying to make as much stuff here as I can, though. Don't know if I'm gonna have enough. This is so risky. They've got a ton of units here all of a sudden. I guess I didn't fortify this entrance as much as I should have. We're gonna be able to hold this for now, but this is where the tricky part happens.
Base is under
Well, we still have a lot of fortifications here in the middle. Considering I still have a lot of leftover gas, probably consider making some more. Okay. Maybe we should consider abandoning that spot and just defend the middle here instead. The right side is fine, middle is fine as well. Left is looking a little vulnerable. It's gonna be able to start pushing in our bases, and maybe that's too risky, but
Your forces are under attack. Base is under
I don't know, it's hard to say. I don't want to let my friends die, you know?
Your forces are under attack. Base is under attack. Base is under attack.
Actually, we're all of a sudden losing a lot of our forces. Gonna be able to use the Gorgon once again, though. Which will probably shut it down for the time being.
Numerous Tal'Darim void rays have set a course for our position.
I'll deal with it.
Forgot about those dudes. You'll deal with it? How? Give me your plan, Nova.
One of our outer bases has been overrun. We need to get more defenses in place quickly.
Okay. Very small amount of stuff remaining.
Base is under attack.
And that's me out of resources. That is me out of resources.
Base is
I'll go ahead and use the Gorgon right here for the right lane as
There's
well.
nothing left of the research center now, Nova.
No!
At least the scientists evacuated
Oh,
in
man.
time.
Is she finally gone?
I don't think so. But there are still more Tal'Darim attacking. Our fight has not ended.
Rough one. Rough one. I don't actually have a whole lot against these things. Maybe I should have saved my nuke for this point.
Base is under attack.
Yeah, we don't have enough against the Void Rays here in the base. You know what? Let me go back to the last checkpoint real quick, because we were in a perfect spot. Alright. We're a little bit earlier into the mission once again. It's important for me to set up my defenses over here. That's kind of the point where we started failing. and where we lost a lot of the advantage that we were having here. We've got a little bit of time now. Okay. And obviously that's also the main reason why they were able to push through the middle and get that research lab down. Just because they had a lot of stuff over there. We'll put up more missile turrets here too. Okay. And we gotta keep in mind that in a little bit, these guys will start repairing, but in a little bit, that massive push of Void Rays, at around 500 or so, we'll start hitting the main base. That's also something we need missile turrets in place for. Obviously, if I could save my nuke for that, that would be huge.
You have defied High Lord Alarak again. Such stupidity, even for a Terran.
Janara. I guess Alarak won't fight his own battles.
Okay. So there we go. There we go. That's gonna already make things way easier. I do have a lot of leftover gas now. Just because I built a ton of missile turrets. I think we're going to be alright though. I seem to have a lot of a lot of defenses over here. Not entirely sure what's up with that. We'll use the Death Fleet. Or not the Death Fleet. The wannabe Death Fleet. As in the Gorgon. Okay, and we need to make sure we defend against Janara. My siege tanks are still hanging out here though. There we go. I'm actually, like, this part is defended so far, right? It's looking alright, but I'm not entirely sure yet if that was even enough. Okay, so here's Janara's fight. She does have a battle cruiser, or a mothership right there. Okay. That mothership is doing a lot of work. There we go. It's gonna end up falling.
Is she finally gone?
I don't think so. But there are still more Tal'Darim attacking. Our fight has not ended.
Oh no. Now it's actually gonna come from this angle? Are you kidding me? I didn't even move any units from here. Well, maybe a couple. I don't remember. This one's easier though, because this is not where the Tal'Darim are gonna send their Void Rays in from.
Base is under attack. Your forces are under attack. Your forces are under attack.
We don't have a lot of SCVs mining anymore. Actually, there's a whole lot over here for some reason.
Base is under attack. Your forces are under attack.
Okay.
Numerous Tal'Darim Void Rays have set a course for our position.
Go, Nova. I need you right about right here. Don't know exactly where you're located right now. Oh, you're right here? That's good. We're gonna have to nuke our own base. Let me save. We're gonna have to nuke our own base. It's kind of terrifying. But I think we've got most of the area under control. I'll go ahead and send down the Gorgon. Down the left lane. Okay. We're gonna nuke our own stuff. Actually, that one's down. It's done. It's done. That's good. Perfect nukes. That Gorgon is gonna do a lot of damage. Only 250-ish remaining. That's still quite a lot though. I'll send the Gorgon down the middle lane here as well, so I can start focusing here on the one in the middle. Or the one on the edge, rather.
Your forces are under attack. Your forces are under attack.
Oh man. $200 though. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it's actually quite a lot.
en route from the opposite direction.
Really? It's gonna come from that angle as well? 125 units remaining. I think we just go all in now and just ignore these void rays altogether. Just 100 units. That's all we need to defend.
This whole time, Alarak has been testing me. I will not fail.
Janara is leading the rest of the Death Fleet toward us, Nova.
We'll finish this.
All right, I'm just gonna stop defending my bases. I'm just gonna stop defending my bases. I apologize, Terrence. I want to get this bonus objective done, and with only 65 units, I think that's doable.
Is under attack.
The Death Fleet is coming in right now, though. We gotta protect the science facility. I have no desire in protecting my people, I suppose, over here. As bad as that may sound. We'll just set the rally point of our bases, move a lot of the SCVs over,
Field depleted.
and set them to auto repair. And with that, we are just waiting for this Death Fleet right here. We can see the little spot move on the minimap. Good luck trying to make your way through this. We don't have a nuke, sadly. That would have been a nail in a coffin, I'm sure. I'm not entirely sure what kind of army this is, though. Alright, it's Void Race. Surprise, surprise. I hope there's 56 units in this. I don't know if there is, actually. Oh, Nova once again died. That's unfortunate. Well, that was not even remotely close. Did we do it? Did we do it? Oh, we did it! We did it!
Tal'Darim casualties are high. We've forced them to accept defeat. There were losses on our side as well. Recall our ships, Horner. We need to get back to Core Hall. One of the ships isn't responding. The Medusa. They had Davis in custody there.
My scans show the Medusa has already left orbit.
Then she escaped. Return to your ship, Nova. We have much to discuss.
Whew! So, we got a reward known as the Ionic Force Field. Feels pretty good, though. Very happy that we have managed to complete this. Units killed with Gorgon, exactly 300. Unit killed with Nova, 0? That doesn't sound right. We had a lot of kills on Nova, at the very least as far as the nukes go. That's at the very least all I know here. We lost a lot of structures, but those were mostly missile turrets. I think going Liberator missile turrets was probably the best option we could have gone there, though. Maybe I should have put the regenerative biosteel, the one that allows my Liberators to, you know, heal up while they're out of combat. I think that may have been even better. And that probably would have given us it would probably have given us a more clean victory, so to say. But either way, we managed to obtain the victory on the brutal difficulty while leaving the bonus objective intact. Tomorrow, I will be uploading the last and final mission of the Nova Covert Ops. I'm definitely really looking forward to that. Hope to see you then. While you're at it, go ahead and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Links are in the description. And other than that, I want to thank you all very much so for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile, alright? And I'll see you in the next one.